Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving headfirst into one of the biggest, most mind-bending ideas of our time, the technological singularity. Is it the moment that elevates humanity to godlike status, or the one that makes us totally obsolete?
Futurist Ray Kurzweil actually put a date on it, 2045. That's the year he predicts we will literally merge with our machines, changing our world in ways we can't even begin to imagine. Now, for decades, this was kind of fringe science fiction stuff, right? But with the crazy explosion in AI lately, suddenly everybody's talking about it. Okay, let's get into it.
So, what are we actually talking about when we say the singularity? To really get a handle on this debate, we've got to break down two key ideas that people often mix up, but are actually very, very different. First up, the singularity itself. The easiest way to think about it is as a point of no return. It's this hypothetical moment where technology just starts improving itself so fast that it spirals completely out of our control. The future becomes literally impossible for us as humans to predict. It's like a break in the timeline of history. And what's the engine driving us to that point? Well, that would be superintelligence. Now, this is not just some AI that's really good at playing chess or writing an email. We are talking about an intellect that is smarter than the most brilliant human minds in, well, every single field. Scientific breakthroughs, engineering, even social skills and wisdom. The whole shebang. So why do so many smart people think this explosive future is just sitting there, right around the corner? The core of their argument is a concept called an intelligence explosion. And believe it or not, this idea has been around for a while. You know, this isn't some new idea that just popped up. It's been building for decades. Way back in the 60s, a mathematician named I.J. Good first laid it out. Then in the 90s, Werner Vinge put a date on it, 2030. Then Ray Kurzweil pushed it to 2045. You see the pattern? The predictions keep pointing to a future that's getting closer and closer. And this quote right here from I.J. Good, it really nails the logic. It's actually pretty simple, but it is powerful. His argument was, look, if we can build a machine that's better at designing machines than we are, well, what's to stop it from designing an even smarter version of itself? And that machine would be even better at the job, and so on, kicking off this runaway chain reaction that leaves human intelligence in the dust. And if that happens, the stakes are just enormous. Philosopher Nick Bostrom says a real superintelligence could probably invent stuff that sounds like total magic to us today. Curing all disease, ending aging, creating virtual realities we can't tell from the real world, maybe even bringing people back from cryogenic sleep. Our entire world would be completely unrecognizable. Okay, but hold on. That's just one side of the story. Not everyone is convinced this is our destiny. In fact, there's a growing chorus of experts, top AI researchers and scientists, who argue this explosive future is way more science fiction than it is scientific fact. One of the biggest arguments from the skeptics is that, well, technology just doesn't work that way. We love to talk about exponential growth, that runaway curve that goes up forever. But in the real world, almost all growth follows an S-curve. It starts slow, shoots up really fast for a while, but then it always hits limits, physical limits, practical limits, and it starts to level off. It hits a plateau. AI researcher Joanna Brinson, she doesn't mince words. She takes aim at the very heart of the idea, something called artificial general intelligence, or AGI. That's the dream of a human-like, do-anything AI. And she says it's a myth, plain and simple, for a couple of fundamental reasons. So here's her point. First, the number of possible problems in the universe is basically infinite. So this idea that one single intelligence could just solve everything, that's a computational fantasy. But second, and this is the really crucial part, an AI wouldn't be motivated like us. Why would it want to take over? That desire for power, for dominance, that's a very human thing, born from our specific evolutionary path. An AI is a tool we build. It wouldn't just spontaneously develop our baggage. And for these critics, this is where the whole debate gets a little dangerous. They argue that by obsessing over some distant, hypothetical robot apocalypse, we are totally missing the very real, AI-driven problems that are staring us in the face right now, today. And this image just says it all, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got people worrying about some abstract future where an AI turns the universe into paperclips,
And on the other hand, you've got the very real, very tangible disruption happening right now, with automation replacing jobs in factories just like this one. I mean, these are the issues that are already here. We're all dealing with this stuff. Widespread job displacement, the fact that privacy is pretty much dead thanks to mass data collection, voters being manipulated by algorithms, and this terrifying rise of deepfake videos that make it impossible to know what's real anymore. So all of this brings us to what might be the single most important takeaway from this whole conflict. And it's a bit of a twist. So after hearing both sides of this massive argument, what's the verdict? Are we really on a collision course to merge with machines in 2045? Or is the whole idea of a singularity just a grand illusion? You know, the most useful answer might be that it doesn't actually matter who's right. The debate itself might be the most valuable thing to come out of all this. Because whether you're worried about a superintelligence in 2045 or automation today, the conversation forces us to ask the exact same urgent questions about ethics, about who's in control, and about what it even means to be human in a world run by algorithms.
The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's a future that all of us are building right now with the choices we make. So what do you think? Will we see that superintelligence by 2030 like Werner Vinge predicted? Let us know what you think down in the comments. Thanks for watching.